Life lately has been a bit of a whirlwind. I need a break. My go-to is national parks. I absolutely love them and can't get enough. I think I've been to about 23 national parks across America now. But there's just one problem. The closest one to me is 7 hours away. Connecticut is beautiful, but it's not really known for its grand wilderness. Maine, on the other hand. So I gotta go from here to here.
Starting route to Acadia National Park.
Been on the road for about 2 hours, so still got a while to go, but I'm enjoying it. Just been listening to some podcasts, put on a new album from one of my favorite artists. But this week I'm going out to explore what solitude means. In a world that's so busy, so noisy, with constant stimulation going on all the time, I'm looking to escape for a little bit and find out the importance and the significance of being still and quiet in such a busy place. All right, and after about 6.5 hours of driving, I have made it to Bar Harbor, Maine. It's about 7 o'clock right now, so I'm not going to head into the national park just yet. Obviously got the van today. Unfortunately, all the campsites were taken for tonight. I'm kind of a spontaneous, no planner kind of traveler. So my ultimate van life hack. So whenever I can't find accommodation to stay in a certain town or national park, the second best option is hotel parking lots. This one is so nice actually because there's nothing in front here, so I can just keep the front curtains open with my lights on and no one is going to see I'm here. So great. This is the best part about a van, is just free accommodation, free stealth camping like this. I'm going to rest up for today and then tomorrow we'll head into the national park. So when you come out to a place like this, the first thing that you notice is just the silence, the stillness, the ability to stop and take a breath. And just hear the wind, hear the ocean, and that's all. It's just so peaceful out here, so calming. So I think the most important part for me about this trip is escaping the noise, and not just the literal noise, the busyness, the sounds that we hear all around us all the time, but the noise of our society. I don't have any phone signal out here, so to have no notifications, no contact with the outside world, it just feels so good. We aren't bombarded all the time by ads and billboards and sirens and alarms and bad news and constant chaos going on all the time. space like this, you can just be. Time doesn't exist. And there's nothing that I have to do. There's nothing I have to buy. There's nothing I have to feel pressured by. There's nothing I have to feel guilty for. It just feels so natural and so right. I'm not getting bombarded by ads telling me that I need this thing to be happy, that I need to take this medication, or buy this experience, or buy this product, or look at a screen for endless hours a day to be happy. Out here, there's none of that, and this is where I'm at my happiest. There's no arguments, there's no road rage, because that doesn't exist in nature. I just took my shoes off, and I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I honestly didn't expect to or plan to walk around this whole lake, but then it kind of just happened. And so I just had my heavier boots on, and I found that they were just so firm and hard and restrictive, and now I just feel so much more free and light on my feet. I think I'm a little bit lost. I must have taken a wrong turn or something, but I have no idea where I am, and I have no phone service, so it is good old map searching for right now. Okay, so I was just over there, and then I came this way. I must have taken that road because I'm down by Seal Harbor right here, which is actually kind of pretty. So I gotta go back up this road and connect back to the Park Loop Road again. While I'm here though, I wanna do something quick. Okay, so I'm trying my best not to judge people because I have no idea what they're going through, but I'm busy doing this trail and I see people on their phone while they're walking this trail, which first of all is pretty dangerous. This is a very rocky trail. The chances of you slipping and falling and hurting yourself are pretty high if you're looking at a screen in front of your face. Second of all, I'm just like, why? What is the need to be looking at a screen right now? I'm like, maybe they're tracking their hike, maybe they're expecting an important phone call, so I know there might be situations, but one of the things I love about getting here is disconnecting from technology, having a full digital detox. I'm not going to get into it too much because I've made a whole nother video on this topic, but the power it has to almost reset your brain for the ideal life and creativity boost and happiness boost is just insane. So apparently there's an easy way and then a more adventurous, dangerous way, and you know which way I'm gonna pick. I do feel like the bar for dangerous is pretty low in the national park system though, so if you have any athletic ability at all, then normally dangerous isn't too dangerous. Obviously, I'm not gonna risk my life, but I'll be safe about it and respectful, because you can't disrespect nature, otherwise it'll teach you some lessons. Getting a little hot and sweaty, but this landscape is just phenomenal. Ah, so beautiful. Man, I love nature. I'm just like so happy to be here. Oh my goodness. I think there's something about connecting with the natural world that is just so important for us. And I truly believe that almost all of the problems we face in society is because of our disconnection from nature. So when I go out to the mountains like this is me coming home to myself, connecting back to the source, the place where we all came from. And it just lights me up with energy in a way I can't describe. A way that being in the suburbs or in the city just doesn't do for me. And the best part is that all of this is free. This mountain isn't charging me to be here. Well, I guess I paid the national parks, but not the point. The point is that nature is free, and almost all the best things in life are free for us. All the good, healthy things are free. So if there's any corporation out there trying to tell you that you need to buy their thing to be happy, they're straight up lying to you. Especially when it comes to tech companies like Apple and Microsoft and Meta, where they're trying to sell you on a world that is up in the sky, that is so disconnected from who we are, from our biology, that it's scary, and it's just pulling us further and further away. So to be up here looking at this incredible view with no phone signal, with no connection, I actually feel more connected than if I had connection, because I'm here, I'm present, I'm in the moment. I'm experiencing this place for what it is. I'm breathing in the fresh air, I'm seeing all the amazing sights, the wonderful colors of the trees, and I'm hearing my own thoughts, my own mind. I'm noticing my breath. I'm giving myself a chance to listen to myself, to listen to my own mind, and to observe. And so often in our busy, noisy world, we don't give ourselves a chance to do that, because there's always a new notification popping up. There's always a new TV show. There's always that thing you have to do. So there's always something that's going to be distracting you, that's going to be pulling your attention away from yourself. And it's when we give ourselves our attention back that magic starts to happen. Shout out to all the Noah Kahan fans out there. There's got to be a couple watching this video. But if you don't know him, go check him out. His music is amazing. Seagull. Majestic seagull. Ah, Seagull friend is back. Steven Seagull. Is that you? Goodbye forever. Okay, I think this is the spot. This is just a 360 view of magical beauty. Beauteousness all around. I'm just in heaven right now. It is so quiet right now. I think some people might find it creepy being in such silence, but maybe that's just because of the world we live in, where there literally is no silence. There's no break. It's just non-stop noise all the time. And so to be in a place like this that is so serene almost feels alien to us now. I don't know, I find great comfort in it, but I know that many people would absolutely hate this and feel like somebody's following them and is probably going to murder them. But I think that's also just a result of our imaginations, of the stories we tell ourselves, because that's the stories we consume. And that's the stories that's forced in our face every single day by the news and by Netflix shows. But this right here, this is true beauty. I want to just bottle this moment up right now, like put it in my soul. But that's also the magic of it, is that it's impermanent. I can't stay in this moment forever. I have my life to live. I have things to do. And so the fact that I can't be here forever, that I can't bottle up that moment, means that I just need to appreciate it even more. I know that got pretty deep and spiritual, but I think it's a really important part of life to appreciate beautiful, simple moments like this, where there's not really anything going on, but at the same time, everything is going on. I don't know. Do I sound like I'm crazy right now? If I do, just let me know, but I'm not going to stop. I also realized that I am a man saying this, and it's a completely different situation for a woman being alone, where they feel a lot more exposed. So I get it. That's not the point I'm trying to make.
Steve! Steve! Steve!
The next point I wanted to bring up is the spark of creativity that comes from being alone. The creative ignition that you just can't get anywhere else. There's a reason that artists and writers go on retreats to the middle of nowhere with no phone signal, with no Wi-Fi, with no people around for weeks at a time, and come out producing some of the best work they've ever produced. It's because we can remove ourselves from life, remove ourselves from all of the noise, all of the distraction. But that's not to say that the life part is not important. I think you need a balance of both. You can't create from nothing. You can't create from pure isolation and solitude. I mean, you can, but you won't be as relatable. You won't have as interesting stories to tell and points to make. But I think it's really important to live in life, to experience life as much as you can. Have moments, have stories, do everything, and then go into those moments and reflect on everything that's happened. And from there, you can create. Even just me being here, I've come up with so many new ideas that I'm so excited to pursue when I get back to real life again, that it's almost too much for me. I get too excited and too overwhelmed, but it's all really good, positive stuff. And every single time I come out on a solo trip like this, I always wish that I had somebody with me, but at the same time, I always gain so much out of it. I learn so much about myself, and I come back feeling like I'm even more aligned to what my purpose in life is, what I'm meant to be doing, and what I'm meant to be creating and putting out there into the world. So for me personally, it just gives me a much greater sense of clarity about myself and about my purpose here on this earth. It's the silence, the stillness, the disconnection that allows my brain to get bored. Not that it really gets bored in a place like this, but getting bored is so important to figuring out anything, especially figuring out yourself. Because when you get bored, your brain automatically wants things to do. So it'll start finding things, finding thoughts, and then if you can tune into that and listen and pay attention to the thoughts that you're having, that's where the creativity starts to happen, and you'll start coming up with some incredible ideas. So the final thing that I want to speak about on this journey is our inherent connection to nature. The fact that we are from and we still are nature. And we belong in this space as much as the trees, as much as the animals, as much as the insects, as much as the sun, and as much as the soil. Well, most of our ancestors did live in communion and lived in tribes where they helped each other survive. A lot of their time was spent alone and in solitude, particularly in the wilderness, because there wasn't a shopping mall to go to or a digital space they could hang out in. A lot of their time might have been spent away from the tribe, hunting, tracking animals for days or even weeks at a time, being in silence, being in stillness, and being so in sync with nature that there was no difference between them and the world around them. And this is how many animals still live today. Part of a whole, part of a collective being, and not seeing themselves as an individual separate from the world around them. I think by taking a look at how our ancestors live, we can see that we aren't meant to be connected to the world at all times. We aren't meant to know what's going on every single moment all around the world. If we did, we somehow would have evolved to know that information. But the fact that we can have notifications popping up on our phone, popping up even now on our watches, telling us something that happened 2 seconds ago on the other side of the world. And usually when it comes to these news outlets, it's always bad news, because that's what gets them views and that's what makes them the most money. And so we're constantly bombarded by things happening all over the world all the time, and usually it's negative. Even when it came to their own tribes, when they were on hunting trips, their tribes didn't know where they were. I mean, they might know like a rough area, but they couldn't stay connected. They couldn't keep each other up to date on what was happening. So when they went out into the field, they went out into the field and they were on their own. But once again, that allowed them to be in the present moment so much more than we are today, because that's all that existed. And today, that's still all that exists, but we're often so distracted and we forget that this moment right now is literally all that exists. And so we're pulled into the past, we're pulled into the future, we're pulled into events happening onto the other side of the world, we're pulled into things happening with the people we know on the other side of the world. And not that all of this is a bad thing, but I think the overarching point of this video, the point that I've made over and over, is it just pulls us away from ourselves over and over and over again. And so that's why it's so important to have moments like this, to come into spaces like this, where it's much less likely that you will get pulled away from yourself. And I think then that also brings up the point of meditation. And this is why meditation is so important, because it's a practice that hopefully you can do often enough that puts you in that mind space, and you don't need to travel to a national park to be in that space. And this is almost an active form of meditation. It's forcefully putting myself into a meditative state without closing my eyes, without sitting still, being in the darkness. And I think that's amazing. And I think this is an example that meditation doesn't have to be what you think it is, where you have to sit with your legs folded and your hands like this and not talk to anyone for 7 hours. Meditation can be coming out into nature, listening to the sounds of the leaves blow in the wind or the water trickle in the river, and just notice the world around you and notice yourself. Notice the outer and the inner world, and the fact that there's no difference between them. Look, I'm also not trying to romanticize the life of our ancestors, because they lived a very difficult life. They lived a life of struggle, a life of survival daily, and there's still people that do this to this day. We have it so easy now compared to 10,000 years ago. But I do think that they were much closer to source, much closer to themselves and to the natural world than almost anyone today. And that's what allowed them to survive in such harsh conditions. If we were thrown back 10,000 years ago, I think 99% of us today would probably die off because we can't spend a night outside, let alone even a day outside. Okay, I think I might have beaten yesterday's spot. This is just wild. That I have this all to myself and no one else is here. This is crazy. Look at that view. That's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I am just in heaven. I could spend all day here. I just want to set up a camp on that ledge right there and just live there. That would be good.
Be still. Dewdrops on our skin, and the hazy world is like water, all melding together. Moonlight and tides reflecting, rearranging, reminding, redefining, refining, reminding.
No, damn it. My master plan for the grand video finale of ending with the sunrise is not going to happen. That sucks. So the tickets to go up to the top of Cadillac Mountain, which is the highest point in Acadia, at sunrise are all sold out. I am too late to the game. So the next best ticket I can get is for 7 a.m. and sunrise is at 6:20, so I'm going to be 40 minutes late. I'm annoyed because that was the perfect ending to the video, but now it's going to be slightly not perfect. But it's fine. I'll still make it work. Okay. We'll see you bright and early. So it is currently 4 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, anticipating waking up early. And as I said, I couldn't get a sunrise driving reservation. And I woke up and I was like, I have to do this. I have to be up there for sunrise. So then I started researching what the quickest hike was up. And then people were saying that the parking lot was really small, so you have to get there early. So I was like, okay, I better drive there now. And sunrise is at like 6 o'clock, so I have to start hiking by like 5. So I just drove to the parking lot. And surprisingly, there's already people here, which is great. I think I'm definitely going to go back to sleep for a little bit though. So I'll be up. So it's 4:30 a.m. and you can't see it right now, but the parking lot is full already, so I'm very glad that I got here early. I'm actually really happy that I didn't drive up to the top and I am hiking, because these stars are just phenomenal. This is such a crazy good experience. After about an hour of hiking, I made it to the top of Cadillac Mountain. It was dark, it was windy, and it was cold. But I had made it. There was something that called me to wake up at 3 a.m. Something that told me I needed to go. I needed to be there for sunrise. And I listened to that voice. Some people might call that voice God, but I believe you are God. All I know is I'm glad I listened to that voice. The indigenous Wabanaki tribe call the Storm Land, the land of sunrises. Acadia is also known as the first place in America to see the light of a new day. And today, I was here for it. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it to be this cold up here. So I'm just huddled next to this rock. This rock is my best friend today. There it is. As I sat there, up on the mountain, the cold winds flowing over the granite rock, my hands were freezing, and I definitely wasn't prepared for this cold. But after a while, the wind stopped, and for a second, I found the true peace that I was looking for. True stillness as the sun was rising over the sea for the first few moments of the day. This sunrise was truly magical, one of the best I've ever seen. But as I was sitting there on that rock, all alone, I realized that the magic of life is sharing it with the people you love. And not just the best moments, but sharing the pain, the struggle, the grief, sharing the cold moments, the hard times, the cold fingers, the fear, the tears. Because it's those moments that make the good ones so much more special. There was a part of me that couldn't help but want to experience this beauty with others. And this showed me the true importance of community. This journey definitely taught me the importance of solitude, but simultaneously, it showed me the importance of people and community. And the fact that at our very core, we are a social species, and we need other people to live a truly fulfilling life. Sure, you can live a life of solitude, disconnected from the world, but I think true happiness comes from sharing those moments with other people and celebrating the beauty of life together. And we are back in the land of normal life, although I don't think my life is very normal. That trip was amazing. Making this film has been amazing. It's on like almost 40 minutes right now. That's insane. I did not expect it to be this long, so if you're still watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But it's been a journey, and it's been a very good one, but I almost feel like I got the piece I was looking for, but at the same time, it was like so busy and so exciting and so much good energy going on that I didn't really have the complete stillness I was looking for. But I did learn that stillness doesn't have to be found in a national park. There's moments of stillness all around us. Nature is all around us. The trees that are outside, the birds that are chirping, the clouds that are moving in the sky, the sunset, and most importantly, our breath. Our breath is the thing that we can always come back to, the thing that is always with us, and something that can always bring us back into the present moments, give us something to focus on, and once again, bring the attention back towards ourselves, back to our inner beings, and forget everything else that's happening out there, all of the distraction going on. And it starts with one simple breath, just paying attention to the inhale and the exhale. And from there, you have a base to start. You have a base to reset, and a base to disconnect from the noise around you. I didn't really plan on breath being such an important part of this video. And breath work is a very important part of my life, and it's something that have placed quite a bit of focus on in the past couple of years, and it's helped me so much in every aspect of my life. And I'd like to make a longer video about specifically breath at some point, but I think breath is the one thing that is carried through everything with us. It's the one autonomic function in our bodies that we can take control of, and then that can lead to changing everything within our bodies, in our mind, and in our mood. I'm not going to make this too long because it's been a journey, but I think at the end of the day, it's important to make moments to reset and disconnect, even if it's not going to a national park. Take 5 minutes out of your day to take the time to give to yourself, whether it's drawing a picture or journaling or doing breath work or meditation or going for a walk. Whatever it is, give yourself time to connect with yourself, and it'll change your life. Peace out.